What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blues Nation. Real quick, sorry that this video is coming out a little bit later. Bit of a busy week, but nonetheless, I'm still going to get you guys ready for the game tomorrow. So today, real briefly, we're just going to look into less as much so specific players and outlooks and tactical stuff, more just how much does Chelsea like playing against Tottenham Hotspur historically. Let's look at that, then let's build a lineup together, and then after that we'll do a score prediction. So before we waste any more time, let's hop straight into the history. Okay, guys, so I'm here on the premierleague.com, and this is always just a stat that I love to see personally. It always fills my heart with just a little bit of joy. So we have played Tottenham Hotspur 66 times. And in those 66 games, Tottenham has not won 20 of them. They've not won 15. They've not actually even won 10 of them. They have won 8 times against our Chelsea, and we have won 37 times. So oftentimes, something gets called a rivalry because of vicinity to each other, being neighbors. However, this is not a rivalry of competitive nature, at least historically. And I'm just saying that because we need to remember our roots. We need to remember who we are. And we remember this is a team that we are not a peer with. Yes, they won a trophy last year somehow with Ange, but we are on a different level than them, and we need to continue to prove that. So, nonetheless, though, they are doing very well this year. They're third in the Premier League. They're performing well across some of their other competitions, except for this week they crashed out of the Carabao Cup to Newcastle 2-0. But they have some good players. Obviously, they have Mohamed Kudus, they have Kulusevski, they have Solanke, they have Kolo Muani, they have, Pop Matasar. They have a bunch of other players. I think their center back pairing is probably the best part of their team with Van de Ven and Romero. They're a good team, obviously. And this is not at all going to be an easy game. So, what I really want us to focus on, and let me adjust, I think the screen here is a little off. That should be better for you guys. So, what I really want us to look at is, I want us to, first off, enjoy that fact that we have historically played extremely well with them. Again, sorry if that was cut off for a minute there, but there you go. We have dominated the series, and I want us to continue to dominate now. Even though this year, yes, they're performing well, they're performing to the standard that I think they should have been last year. I've held this fact that I think they're a team that has at least a top 6 level squad talent. Last year, they were 16th or 17th in the league because, not in a hateful way at all, but I think Ange is just not built for Premier League tactics, at least, and he's a very obstinate coach, and that was not a good recipe. So it's going to be a tough test, very tough test, absolutely, especially given our extremely spotty form. At times very exciting, at times very frustrating. So yes, again, series-wise, 66 games, we are in the lead by almost 30 wins. However, hopefully we continue that trend. So as of late, this is just something I wanted to remind us of, okay? It's easy to get caught up in their narratives of, Chelsea, lost to Sunderland. They've been very off and on. That's true. We had a horrifying second half against Wolves in the midweek. But also, don't get sucked up in the negativity too much, because we've also had good results, not to mention Tottenham has not had amazing form as of late either. In their last 5 matches, at least in the Premier League, they only have 2 wins as well. 2 of those are draws, 1's a loss. For us, 3 of them are losses, so that's not good, of course. But just saying, they're not perfect by any means, so don't go into this game thinking there's no chance we win. So that's form. But then I want to look at this as well, because again, I think we are closer to Tottenham in performance this year than we actually think we are. So league position, we're separated by 6 positions in the table, which is a lot, of course. But at the start of the season, if I'm being honest, don't pay attention to the table until December, because you flip-flop so dramatically the first couple months because everybody is so mashed together normally. So for example, they have 5 wins to our 4. We have the same amount of draws, and we have 1 more loss. So it's literally 1 result difference. If we had not bombed that game against Sunderland, we would be tied with points with Tottenham right now. Goals, we're actually, again, tied exactly 17-17, which I find it very interesting. Same average goals per match and same average goals conceded per match. And this is a good news for us. Our XG is almost 14 to their almost 10 flat. And our XG per 90 is about 1.5. There's about 1.12. And they have one more clean sheet. So anyway, the reason I bring that up is because it's not like they are dominating us so vastly that they're ahead of us by 6 points or 9 points or 12 points. It's by one game's difference, and we're outperforming them some of the key metrics. So I think it's gonna be a good game. I don't think it's a game we need to be afraid of by any means. I think it's gonna be a fun one because it's a London derby and they're always a blast. So that's some of the history. That's some of the stuff to make you feel a little more positive about it. Now let's go ahead and build a lineup together. Okay, guys, so you see right here, this is my lineup, and it's going to be fairly regular. There's not probably be a whole lot of turnover from what I had last time, and that's for a good reason. I think chopping and changing too much is a problem, and I think that's been a problem for Chelsea for several years. So I think some consistency, even for those who maybe underperformed last game, is called for. So, news for you to hold on to. Malo Gusto's good to play this match. Liam Delap is not, because he made some really great choices on Wednesday afternoon, so he will not be available. Who else? Dario Sugo, Levi Colwill, Benoit Badiashile, Shield, Cole Palmer, all of them, of course, I'm probably forgetting a few, are still unavailable. A player you could see slot into this lineup that I don't have, but we'll get into it in a second, is Wesley Fofana. Wouldn't be surprised if he played, but he didn't get any minutes in the midweek, so we'll see. There's no news as far as I know of him being injured or anything. But so those are some of the players that you will not be seeing. But let's hop into the lineup. So in the back, we got Robert Sanchez. It's not even close that he's the number one as of now, which is a little bit of a scary truth, but it's the truth. At the right back position, Reece James. He got a full rest in the midweek. I think he'll start. There's no reason he shouldn't. Joshua Champong and Trev Chalobah. To be fair and to be clear, none of our center backs who played in the game against Wolves had a great showing whatsoever. I think their youth showed, especially Josh. I wish I could say Tosin's youth showed, but he's actually one of our oldest players. I think just some lack of quality showed there. But this will be a good game to redeem themselves against a really tough team, against a much better opposition. And oftentimes we play better against better opposition, which is kind of a problem, but it can be a positive for this week. Left back, we got Mark Cucurella. And then the middle park, the never-changing Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. Maresca said that both their knocks are, they're pretty much good to go, 100%. On the right, Pedro Neto. I feel like people change their opinion about Pedro Neto every week, and I think that's a little bit funny because I actually think he's the same player almost always. He's not necessarily going to get you a lot of goal output, which you wish he would, and he should. But he's going to work extremely hard. He's very good in his defensive end, very responsible, great presser, great at whipping the ball into dangerous areas in the center of the box. I think a lot of his goal contributions should be rising if we had quality center forward attacking. So he's going to be on the right for me. Stevao, I think he'll come off the bench for sure. He had some great moments in that game against Wolves, but I would say it was an incomplete game, so I don't think it was a game where he deserves to start necessarily. Middle of the pitch, Joao Pedro. On the left, Garnacho, and then on the top, Mark Yu. Some of you guys might have some bones to pick with me about that, about why are you not, putting Joao Pedro up top, then maybe Stevao in the middle, something like that. That would be fun, but I don't think it's going to happen. Because I don't like the tendency, guys, of us sometimes to be super reactionary. For us, for weeks on weeks on weeks, to say, oh, put Mark Yu in the middle. Why is he not getting any minutes? And then he has one or two bad performances. And we're saying, oh, he's not good enough. Put him back on the bench. Don't play him any minutes. Guys, he's, 18? He's not going to have a good performance every single time. So we need to give him a little bit of time. And I think, given that Liam Delap ruined his chance to play this game, Mark Yu deserves to slot back in. So, and I think we also need somebody that will be able to just kind of be a shield against Van de Ven and Christian Romero. So I think that'll happen. And interestingly enough, Joao Pedro, Maresca said, was actually nursing a groin injury. So does that explain some of his poor form? Maybe. He seems to say that he's feeling a lot better now. So we'll see if that affects the game tomorrow. Hopefully it does. And on the left, Garnacho instead of Gittins. Similar, not being reactionary. Gittins is definitely at minutes. He's looking a lot better. I never really was that worried about him, if I'm being honest. And Garnacho was the only player that had any threat last week against Sunderland, really. So I don't think he lost his spot by any means. And if you look at the guys who got minutes versus who didn't get minutes, I think this is the lineup you're most likely going to see. It could totally be different. If you guys think it's going to be different, leave your thoughts down below. I've conversated with some of you of the past, and just remember, this is kind of a funky mix of what I prefer, but also what I think is most likely. So that's what I think we're going to see tomorrow. So let's get into our score prediction, and then we'll call it a day and wrap it up. I think, again, this is going to be a battle. It always is. There'll probably be a lot of cards. Hopefully, no red cards. It's not a good game to come in to when we're already struggling with discipline, but hopefully we are disciplined this game, unlike the past weeks and weeks and weeks that we have not been. But whether or not this is realistic, remember what I said about all of the truth that we're not that far separated from them in form, really. A couple balls bouncing a different way, we'd be in a very similar spot to them. So for that reason, I think we are going to win this game. I think the history does play a part of it. I think the pride, our guys look at their badge and they see the Chelsea badge and they see the Tottenham Hotspur badge on the other side of the field. I think something kicks in for them. I think we'll win this game 2-1. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments down below so I can interact with you guys. And it's been a pleasure. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel continue to grow and get bigger so we can get this out to more people. And guys, hopefully we get the dub tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next week.